Far away from the Black Tower, on the dry plains of Kenya in Africa, a helicopter slowly lands on a barren area filled with rocks and dust. Its spinning blades throw clouds of dust and small stones into the air as the aircraft gently touches the ground. A side door slides open, and a neatly dressed man calmly steps onto the dry land. He is Han Tae-jun, a representative of the Korean Awakened Association. His face remains calm and serious as he carefully studies the damaged landscape around him. A group of officials who have been waiting nearby quickly walks toward him. The man leading them respectfully bows and warmly welcomes Representative Han Tae-jun of the Korean Awakened Association. He expresses his gratitude for Han Tae-jun making such a long journey to help them. Han Tae-jun politely nods in return. The African official introduces himself by saying that he is Ngugi, the president of the Kenya Hunter Association branch. Without wasting any time, Han Tae-jun turns his eyes toward the distant mountains and says that he wants to inspect the site immediately. Ngugi immediately agrees. The two men climb into a heavily armored vehicle together with the rest of the escort team. As the convoy drives across the rough and rocky land, Han Tae-jun quietly looks out through the window. He asks if the destination is still far away even by car. Ngugi nods and explains that it is, because the area is under strict access control for safety reasons. After a short pause, he gives Han Tae-jun a grateful smile and sincerely says that South Korea has saved them. He explains that, thanks to their support, they stopped the crisis before it becomes much worse. Han Tae-jun quietly lets out a breath and says that hearing that is a great relief. A few minutes later, the convoy finally comes to a stop. Ngugi opens the vehicle door and announces that they have already arrived. Han Tae-jun steps outside and immediately sees an enormous field covered with countless dead locusts. The insects lie piled across the rocky ground like a vast black ocean stretching into the distance. Ngugi points toward the center of the ruined area and says that this is the place, adding that the sight is truly unbelievable. Han Tae-jun slowly walks closer while carefully looking around. Suddenly, his eyes widen in complete surprise. Among the countless dead insects, neat rows of fresh green onions stand completely healthy and untouched. They remain bright green as if nothing has happened around them. Han Tae-jun stares at them in disbelief and asks where they have possibly gotten these green onions. Ngugi shakes his head with amazement and explains that the green onions are completely mysterious. He says that every locust swarm attacks them, yet the insects simply die on their own without harming the vegetables. Han Tae-jun silently continues looking at the healthy green onions. Only one name enters his mind. It is Park Sejun. Han Tae-jun deeply frowns as he thinks about the mysterious hunter whose real identity is still completely unknown. He wonders how Park Sejun knows that the omen of destruction is going to begin on the opposite side of the earth. That information is one of the greatest secrets in the entire world, known only by a very small number of the most powerful people alive. Yet somehow, Park Sejun prepares for everything long before anyone else even realizes what is coming. Back on the 77th floor of the Black Tower, cheerful laughter fills the restored banana farm. The monkeys finish repairing the final irrigation channel while Sejun proudly looks over the healthy fields. The entire farm now looks alive once again. One monkey jumps high into the air with excitement, happily shouting that they have finally finished. Another monkey beats his chest with excitement while proudly announcing that the restoration of the banana farm is complete. At that exact moment, several bright blue system windows appear before Sejun's eyes. The banana trees on the 77th floor of the tower have been completely healed. The 77th floor farm is now active. Bananas are starting to grow again on the 77th floor farm. The deed for the 77th floor farm has been updated to the 77th floor banana farm deed. Sejun wipes the sweat from his forehead and smiles with satisfaction. He says that the work is finally over and admits that it is much harder than he expects. The old monkey king respectfully bows before Sejun and thanks him from the bottom of his heart. He explains that they dig the irrigation channels exactly the way Sejun teaches them, and they promise to take good care of them so the farm never dries out, even if no rain falls. Sejun warmly smiles and says that this is wonderful because now they can grow mangoes and watermelons again as well. Just then, a familiar voice loudly echoes across the farm, calling out to Chairman Park. Sejun quickly turns around and happily greets Theo. However, he immediately notices the strange expressions on Theo's and Kung's faces. Confused, he asks why both of them are smiling like that. Theo and Kung simply exchange mischievous grins before suddenly, thud, thud, thud. Dozens of glowing purple orbs fall onto the ground. Then hundreds appear. Soon, the glowing stones form enormous mountains that sparkle with purple light. Theo proudly puffs out his chest and announces that they bring back treasure. Sejun's mouth falls open in complete shock. He excitedly asks what all those beautiful things are because they look exactly like precious gems. The old monkey king almost faints after seeing the huge mountain of glowing stones. He stares with trembling eyes and asks how they can possibly gather something so valuable. Curious, Sejun picks up one of the purple orbs. At once, another blue system window appears. Lesser Stone of Mastery. When used, the energy within the stone increases the proficiency of a chosen skill by 10. Grade. See Sejun's eyes become incredibly wide. He cannot believe that the item actually increases skill proficiency. The old monkey slowly sits on the ground in complete disbelief. He explains that even 100 miners working all day are lucky to discover just one of these stones in an entire week. Yet Theo and Kung somehow find an enormous pile of them. Still completely amazed, Sejun looks at Theo and Kung. A grateful smile slowly appears on his face as he sincerely thanks both of them. He gently pats each of them on the head. Theo immediately stretches out both paws and happily says that, since they work so hard, Sejun should quickly give him plenty of churu. Kung excitedly raises both arms and asks for lots of frozen honey. Sejun laughs and promises to give them as much as they want. Then he lowers his eyes toward the glowing stones once again and says that, before eating, he should first try using the treasure they find. Without any hesitation, he absorbs one of the purple orbs. The purple light immediately disappears into his body. Another system notification instantly appears. You have used a lesser stone of mastery. Soon another notification follows. The proficiency of Farmer's Warm Touch LV.3 has increased by 10. Sejun's face lights up with excitement as he happily says that it really works. Kung claps joyfully. A greedy smile slowly spreads across Sejun's face. His eyes shine brightly as he realizes that this is a perfect opportunity to raise his skill levels at an incredible speed. Without wasting another second, he absorbs every single lesser stone of mastery one after another. Bright blue system windows continuously appear before his eyes. Skill level has increased. Skill proficiency has increased. Skill proficiency has increased. Skill level has increased. Skill proficiency has increased. The endless stream of notifications keeps appearing without stopping. Sejun laughs louder and louder with excitement as his skills rapidly improve. After the final orb disappears, he happily stretches his body and declares that this is the greatest feeling ever. He says that he is truly glad he decides to come to the 77th floor. Then he suddenly remembers something important. He realizes that they leave the 99th floor empty for far too long and smiles before saying that it is finally time to return home. Everyone prepares to leave, but Sejun suddenly notices that nobody is moving. Confused, he asks why everyone is staring at him with strange expressions. Theo silently points one paw behind Sejun and tells Chairman Park to look over there. Sejun slowly turns around. The entire banana forest suddenly begins glowing with a warm golden light. Every banana tree shines brilliantly, filling the whole farm with a magical glow. Then large clusters of bananas instantly appear on every tree. The fruit rapidly grows larger and larger before everyone's eyes. Sejun gasps in amazement. The monkeys immediately erupt into loud cheers. They excitedly shout and celebrate as bananas finally return to the farm. Even the Monkey King throws both hands into the air with overwhelming happiness. One monkey becomes so emotional that tears flow down his face. The old Monkey King quickly hurries towards Sejun. He tightly grabs Sejun's hands with both of his own, while tears continue running down his wrinkled cheeks. He sincerely thanks Sejun for everything he has done. Then he gives Sejun several bundles containing fresh bananas, mango seeds and watermelon seeds, asking him to please take them along. Still holding Sejun's hands tightly, the old Monkey King deeply bows and proudly declares that Sejun is the greatest tower farmer. Meanwhile, on the 91st floor of the Black Tower, inside the headquarters of the Mage Association, several cloaked figures quietly sit around a massive circular table inside an enormous conference hall. Heavy silence fills the room. The sound of footsteps echoes through the chamber. One of the cloaked figures smiles and says that the star of the gathering has finally arrived. Ganoba proudly walks into the hall. Another cloaked figure laughs and greets him as the new Tower Master of Gravity. Ganoba modestly smiles and replies that everything happens only because of everyone's support. The three rulers remove their cloaks. The Tower Master of Destruction is revealed to be a gigantic rhinoceros. The Tower Master of Meteor is a clever-looking meerkat. The Tower Master of Flame is an elegant black horse. The black horse warmly welcomes Ganoba and praises him for accomplishing a truly great deed. The meerkat grins and says that it is incredible that Ganoba successfully gets rid of the mighty Iona. The rhinoceros folds his huge arms and says that he never understands Iona's actions. As the president of the Mage Association, she should protect the interests of mages, yet instead she always acts differently. The meerkat finishes his sentence by saying that Iona is far too friendly with the Wandering Merchant Association, even though that organization already holds enormous influence over the tower. The black horse chuckles and says that he is simply glad everything is finally corrected. Ganoba proudly nods before saying that he plans to clean up every problem Iona leaves behind as quickly as possible. He confidently announces that he is now the new president of the Mage Association. The room suddenly falls silent. The rhinoceros slowly blinks before asking if Ganoba really means that he is the new president of the Mage Association. Ganoba frowns and asks why that should be a problem. His voice becomes much colder as he demands to know whether anyone objects. The meerkat immediately begins sweating nervously. He hurriedly says that he has absolutely no objection and forces an awkward smile. He quickly agrees that Lord Ganoba naturally deserves to become the new president of the Mage Association. The black horse repeatedly nods and eagerly agrees, saying that nobody else is more suitable for the position. Hoping to change the uncomfortable atmosphere, the meerkat suddenly claps his paws together and announces that he prepares a grand feast to celebrate this special occasion. The black horse immediately orders the servants to bring in the food. A dog chef enters while pushing a large serving cart loaded with luxurious dishes, roasted meat, fresh fruit, delicious desserts, and expensive bottles of wine. Ganoba smiles broadly and says that they really should not have gone to so much trouble for him. The black horse personally pours wine into everyone's glasses and says that he prepares everything to honor Lord Ganoba for all his hard work. Ganoba lifts his glass and suggests making a toast together. Everyone raises their glasses. Ganoba smiles and thanks everyone for their support. Then he slowly lifts his glass even higher and says that he wishes Lady Iona rests in peace and enjoys a very good rest. The glasses gently touch each other with soft clinking sounds. Ganoba chuckles before reaching toward the grand silver serving tray. He says that it is finally time to enjoy the feast. With a dramatic motion, he lifts the silver lid. The smile instantly disappears from his face. Lying comfortably on the enormous serving plate is Iona herself. She casually relaxes as if she is at home while lazily tossing cherries into her mouth. She happily chews another cherry before smiling. She cheerfully thanks Ganoba because, thanks to him, she gets plenty of good rest. The entire room freezes in complete shock. Iona calmly swallows another cherry before sweetly smiling at the horrified Ganoba. Then she pauses, tilts her head innocently, and quietly asks if she should actually call him Vice Tower Master Ganoba instead. Her gentle smile slowly transforms into something terrifying. Every bit of color disappears from Ganoba's face. It is as though his soul completely leaves his body. The rhinoceros and the other Tower Masters can only stare at Iona with wide eyes. None of them expect the Tower Master, whom everyone believes to be dead, to suddenly appear sitting comfortably on the dinner table, completely alive, perfectly healthy, and smiling as though nothing has ever happened.